So what if I have a story like this, mod of x plus 3 is equal to 8. Now at such a step we have to pay a little extra attention, because the beginner level mistake will be to say there are two stories. One story is when x is positive and the other story is when x is negative. When x is positive, you will just write it like this, that means mod of x plus 3 is equal to 8, and you will get x is equal to 5. And when it is less than 0, you will just write it with a minus sign, so you will get a minus of x, and the plus also will become a minus of 3, and this is equal to 8. And so you will get minus x is equal to 11 and x is equal to minus 11. But there is a little glitch in the process. Remember, when you look at the definition, it says mod of x is equal to x when x is positive, right? Or vice versa, it is minus x when x is negative. And what is x? That means whatever is inside the box, right? So if I write 2p inside the story, this would be 2p when 2p is positive. This will become minus 2p and when 2p is negative, right? Similarly, if I make it 2p plus 2, that means now I'm not looking at whether 2p is positive, I'm looking at whether 2p plus 2, when is it positive, right? So long story and a long explanation. What am I trying to say? That you just can't go for x, and maybe in this case the answer will not change too much, but you're not looking at x, this particular x, you're looking at x as whatever is inside the box. That means you will say when x plus 3 is greater than 0, when x plus 3 is greater than 0, this story will work out. And convert this further, x is greater than minus 3. So x is greater than minus 3 is my assumption, is my condition, and x is equal to 5, which is fine because 5 is greater than minus 3, so no problems there. Similarly, on the other side, you will say, okay, when x plus 3 is negative, because this time this whole thing is equal to that, imagine the function level x that we were calling, right? Because this is just a symbol. What does the symbol represent in this case? The whole thing. So x plus 3 is less than 0, x is less than minus 3. And your answer is x is equal to minus 11, which is also fine because it is lesser than minus 3. So our answer did not change in this particular case, but the idea is very, very important. Don't start, when you have an expression like this, don't start with just x is greater than 0 and x is less than 0. Even if the answer is right, your logic is wrong. That idea should be very, very clear, right? And why is that? Because when I said this function is equal to x or minus x, that means whatever is inside, right? So I have to pay attention to that, and therefore consider the whole thing as the inequality. Now soon we will see the distance method, which will remove this kind of a headache and you will not have to think about it. But if you are not using that method and if you are going to go for basically splitting and creating two stories, remember that we have to pay attention to the whole expression when I am thinking of whether it's positive or whether it's negative, right? So to drill home this idea and throw in a complicated situation, I say this is a story. Mod of x square minus 5x is equal to 6. And okay, I need to create two stories. But what is x in the story? Now this whole thing is x. That means my starting point would be x square minus 5x when it is positive. And remember, this itself we have seen earlier, this is a quadratic inequality, we have covered this in earlier chapter. And this can be rewritten as x into x minus 5. This is greater than 0. And this will be solved as x can be less than 0 or x can be greater than 5. Less than 0, greater than 5, this expression will be positive. I am going very fast through this. In case this is problematic, please run through the chapter on inequalities, specifically quadratic inequalities, then this will not be too much of a challenge. So a little extra work, right? Even before I can solve it, even just the condition itself is giving me some work, not a problem. The other story, x square minus 5x less than 0. Same story, x into x minus 5. Remember, this x can be rewritten as x minus 0 if you want to understand the roots clearly. One of the roots is 0 and the other is 5. And this will work out as x is 0 and x is greater than 0 and less than 5. Okay, so this was just the condition work, but this is that capital X which is greater than 0. If this is the condition, you just copy the equation as you were doing with simple cases, right? X square minus 5x. Let me put in a minus 6 here so that your final result is easy. This is equal to minus 6, and then this becomes x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. This is just a little bit of cheating so that because there is already enough work, let's not overload our brain while learning. So this equation, and if the whole x is negative, this thing will become will come out with a negative on top. So x square minus 5x is equal to minus 6. If I remove the minus symbol, I'll get a x square minus 5x and a minus 6 is equal to 0. Now solve this. This is again fairly easy. X minus 3 into x minus 2. So the solutions are 3 and x is equal to 2. Now check your condition. You said greater than 5. What you are getting are 3 and 2. Is it greater than 5? No. Is it less than 0? No. So it is not fitting anywhere in the story. So maybe this branch on the story has been eliminated or cut out. Same thing here, factorize this, what you will get is a x minus 6 into a x plus 1 equal to 0. That means the roots are 6 and x is equal to minus 1. You wanted it between 0 and 5. You wanted it between 0 and 5, and again 6 and minus 1 are not in this range, so even this story will not work out for me. And again, as we started off our journey, I said I'm not interested in whether I'm getting the solution or not. I'm very interested in the process, and what is first level of the challenge was splitting the story into two. Next level of the challenge is what is x? What is the capital X? Because my symbol was very easy, so a lot of times people might get confused that whatever is x, just consider x for positive or negative. No, whatever is inside the box is what you have to consider for positive and negative, right? So get comfortable with the game. If you're not happy with the solution, maybe change the story, just make it equal to 6. Let's see what happens. This is just bonus problem solving. So this will become x square minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0, and this will factorize at x minus 6 into x plus 1 equal to 0, and this will give you roots as x is 6 and x is equal to minus 1. X is 6 greater than 5, great, not a problem. Assumption and final result. X is minus 1 which is less than 0, great. So both the solutions are fantastic for me, and I leave working out the other side for you. But I hope every video, every topic, or let's say with my sessions, everything has a specific agenda. What is the specific agenda now? Know the split story, yes, and now also understand, pay attention to whatever is inside the mod. Though this is a beginner level mistake, but now that you understand it, you're getting better at overall algebra. You're understanding abstraction, that this x just meant whatever is inside, so I have to consider the whole thing.